Daf Lamed Amud Aleph, 27 lines down. Next part of the Mishnah had said that if you found silver or copper, you should use them, but not too much. Now we're going to talk about more details. If you found a wooden item, you should use it a little bit so they don't rot. Copper, you can use them to serve hot dishes or cold. But don't put it directly with the fire because it could tarnish them or wear them out. Like silver, use cold, not hot. It blackens it or tarnishes it. Shovels or axes. You use it for soft items, but not hard. The hard items damage it or dulls them. Find gold or glass, don't touch it at all until the Navi tells you who the owner is. Next, same thing by lost item. So too, if you're watching something, you also should use it. Don't touch it at all. Why would you take care of it if you're supposed to just watch it for the guy? The answer is generally, yes, you don't have to take care of the item. But over here, when the guy is traveling far, and therefore he can't take care of it himself, you should take care of it because you're watching it. Next part of Mishnah, you found a bag or a box, anything that is not usually yours to pick up. You don't pick it up at all. Brayta says, and you shall hide it from them, which teaches you sometimes you hide, sometimes you don't hide. Right? What does it mean? Sometimes you have to pick it up, sometimes you don't have to pick it up. If the guy is a kohen, items in a cemetery, you should hide your eyes. You don't pick it up. If the guy's an old man, it's not an honor to pick up this thing from the floor. Patur. If it's a lawyer that's going to work $1,000 an hour, we're going to pick up a $10 item and retrieve it and find it. It's not worth it. Therefore, it says, sometimes you can hide your eyes. What's the pasuk required for? If the pasuk is teaching you that the kohen could hide himself, Pshita, of course he doesn't have to get it. Because the return item is just one mitzvah of returning it. But a kohen has a negative commandment, the lo ta'aseh commandment of lenefesh lo yitama, don't become tameh, and an aseh of kiddushim yiyu. So two, a positive and a negative aseh and lo ta'aseh overwhelms and overpowers the aseh to return it. So obviously you don't need a pasuk for that. But two, additionally, an isur halacha prohibition does not override a money halacha. Therefore, we don't need the pasuk to teach me about a kohen. So what do we need pasuk for? Ella, maybe you need it for the shalom merubah mishal habro, the hidush that your money is more worth than someone else's. Your time is worth more. You don't have to pick it up. We know from Rav Damarav because I'm Rav Damarav efes. Ki lo hiya becha evyon. That pasuk teaches you shalcha kodem l'chashel kol adam. Your financial worry, your financial concerns are more than someone else. So you don't need a pasuk for that. Ella, so therefore the pasuk is needed. For an old guy or a Tamid Chacham that it's not kabod for him to pick up this item. Maraba, Hekisha, if this person who's patur, let's say it's a Tamid Chacham with an animal, if he starts hitting the animal or pushing the animal to start walking in the direction to return it to the owner, Hayabba, he started the job, now he has to return it even though it wasn't his honor. There was a story, Abaya was sitting in front of Rabba. He saw some goats that were standing and obviously they were lost. He threw a clump of dirt at it, hoping to chase it away toward the owner. Amaleh, Rabba says, you just moved it, now you're chayav. Get up and start returning them. There's a question. Let's say if the hacham would return it, it's not a lot of eyes. Let's say in the field. Some people would see him, but it's not such a bad thing, so he'll return it. But he won't return in the city because there's a lot of people there, which would be more embarrassing, therefore he wouldn't do it. What's the halacha? Is he chayav to return it in the field or not? In the city or not? Do we say he has to return it, and therefore if it came to since he wouldn't do it in the city, he shouldn't be not chayav. Or do we say maybe once he's chayav in the field, he'll be chayav in the city as well? No response, no answer. Marava. Whatever that item that you pick up that's your own, you have to return it with your friend. If you see your friend unloading something or loading something, you have to help him. But if something that you wouldn't do, you would do, sorry, then with your friend also nominate and you must help your friend. Interesting story. Bishmael Birabi say Bishmael was traveling. Pagabe who got was the guy. The upe. He was carrying some wood. He put it on the floor to rest. And when he's ready to go, Marley, he said, Dale, load me up on my back, the wood. Marley said to him, how much is it worth? Marley Pagab Zuza, half a zuz. He will Pagab the Zuz of Afkir. The rabbi, instead of helping him and embarrassing himself, he paid him off for the amount of money that it was, the worth. And he said, okay, now it's Afkir. The guy is a smart guy. He says, okay. He reacquires the item, picks it up, says, here I am acquiring it. And then he says, help me. Can you help me load it? Again, the rabbi handed him the money again, bought it off of him, and made it hefker. The guy again wanted to acquire it again because he's getting free money. So he said to the rabbi said to him, I made it hefker for everybody, but not for you. Not hefker for you. Sounds like me have a hefker. Can someone become hefker like that, like partial hefker? Someone says that your item should be hefker only to poor people. Hefker it works. But Batil says, "No, hefker doesn't work. Achia hefker la name ba'asrim kishmita." Unless it's completely hefker for everybody, just like fruits on shemitah, and we are posek like Batila. So therefore, we see that you can't have a partial hefker. How can that work? He says, He says, really, no, he made it hefker regular. He stopped the guy from doing it again, playing this game via his words. Yani, he fooled the guy. The guy thinks that he can't acquire it anymore, and that's how it worked. But technically, he could have. One second, why did he do this in the first place? He's patur, he was a tzaddik. It was dishonorable for him to do it. So why would we do this in the first place? The Gemara says, he was doing beyond the letter of the law. Pasuk says that regarding halachot, the Jews should do. Pasuk says, let them know, which means that bet hayahim is referring to get a parnasa. Et haderech, the way, do chesed. Asher yelechu, when you walk, do visiting sick people. Ba, zikivura, teach people to do burying the dead. Bet ha'ma'aseh, action, zehadin, is referring to the halacha. Do halacha. Shay'asun that you should do. This is a higher standard that people should do to go above the letter of the law. Maramor, 1 second. Asher yelechu, zebikru halim, the halacha, the separate pasuk teaching you that you have to visit the sick people. Same thing as chesed. We said chesed already. Is referring to even a person who had the same constellation, we had the same concept before, that someone who's born same time can have the same item. And Amar Hachamim say, someone who visits someone else while they're sick and they have the same constellation, you take off a 60th of their sickness. Even so, you have a mitzvah to visit him. Ba, the pasuk said that Zikivura is referring to burying the dead, and Hazdim is also chesed. No, is teaching you that even an old man has to bury a corpse, even though it's technically you would need to be batur because it's not honorable. Therefore, teaching you still have to do it. Okay, Shayasun, Zu, Lithnim, Shadin, the halacha, you should do beyond the law. The Amar Yachanan, Lo Harba, Yushlim, Dino, Din Torah. Interesting. Yerushalayim was destroyed, Beit HaMikdash was destroyed because Bnei Israel decided cases according to the letter of the law. So the Gemara says, 1 second, what does it mean? Should we do non-halacha, non-Torah law? What's the problem? The Gemara says, greater reason they limited the decision of the law. They didn't go beyond the letter of the law. Okay, how do you recognize a lost object? How do you know what's lost, what's not? Or a donkey or cow grazing on the road, and that's not lost. The owner left it there to eat. If you found a donkey with the gear on the floor overturned, or a cow running through vineyards, that's lost and you have to return it. You return the animal and run away, and return it and run away. Even 4 or 5 times, you have to always return it. The Pasuk says, you shall always return it. If the guy stopped doing work and he lost a coin, a selah worth of work, you can't tell the owner, repay me the amount of money I lost by helping you. He gets paid as a regular worker. The Gemara will explain. If betin's there, he can make a condition before betin, telling them that I'm only going to help out with this item if I'm compensated. With no betin, what does he make the condition with? At that point, he's patur. He doesn't have to lose it, and therefore his own financial concerns are worth more. Okay. We mentioned so many cases previously that these items are lost and you have to return it. Our Mishnah said, what's considered lost? A donkey who stuffs on the floor and a cow running through vineyards. So what does that mean? Anything else that we mentioned previously not lost? Mara says, no. That was considered like a general lost item. You have to return it. If found a donkey or cow grazing. It's not lost and you don't have to refine it. You don't have to return it. Hamor v'klev we found a donkey with overturned stuff. Or cow running through the vineyards. That's lost, and therefore we know the owner didn't leave it there on purpose. That concept applies by all items. Items that seem lost and unintentionally left there, you have to return. Items that don't seem lost and intentionally left there, you don't have to return. Now, if you see this animal grazing there every single day for 2 months straight, do you assume that it's still left intentionally? Until 3 days, he leaves it there, the guy can assume it's lost. What's the case? If he sees it grazing at night, then even for one moment, it should be considered lost. Correct? So if it's nighttime, it should be considered lost because who on earth leaves their animal to graze at nighttime? If during daytime, if it's daytime, then during daytime he's putting it there on purpose. Also should not be then that also should not be lost. So nighttime automatically lost, daytime never lost. So what will be the third 3 days? The finder sees it by the morning, before like the sun comes out, or at night after sunset. 3 days we say until those 3 days. Okay, he went to eat beheke. But more than that, that's considered a lost object. It was not on purpose. Someone found a garment or like an axe in a public area. We found a cow running through the vineyards. That's considered a lost item. And you have to return it. If you found a cloak by a fence, or an axe by a fence, or a cow grazing in the vineyards, and that's not lost. 3 days in a row, you found something there. That's lost. New thing we're about to bring in. If you saw water flowing toward a field, put a wall there to block the field, to protect the field. If to find and return any lost item of your friend, of your brother, even to include the loss of land, you have to help him out and stop his land from getting destroyed. Supports you. If you see water flowing towards your field, to build a fence. If that's the reason why you think that's a proof to me, then you're wrong. That's not a proof for me because in that case in the Braita, that's referring to a case where there's a wheat on the field, and therefore you have to protect the wheat and not the field itself. My hidush is that just the wheat you have to, even the field itself, you have to protect. What's the hidush of the wheat? Of course, you have to protect the wheat. No, the Gemara is teaching you that even when there's bundles of field that's still attached to the ground, yes, there's wheat there, but not bundles of wheat wrapped up, ready to go on the truck, but rather it's still attached to the ground. You might think since it's still rooted in the ground, it's considered part of the ground, and therefore you're patur from protecting it. That protected that's considered a cut, that's like a movable object, and you're chayav to treat it. However, Rava would hold that no matter what, the field has to get protected, and therefore you automatically have to protect it no matter what is there. Amen.